Why do you think people need a why?
Motivation comes and goes. Your why is that deeper understanding of
What would you change about the fitness industry?
quite a bit.
Finnley Edwards, the self-mastery coach for men.
Hi Finn, welcome to the Mellor Minds podcast.
Pleasure to be here, mate.
Yeah. Have you done any podcasts before?
Well, I've got my own podcast, which is kind of like me speaking with guests more so now, but it started off as just me talking about different topics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But first time as a guest appearance on a podcast.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, first of many.
Yeah, first of many, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully so.
And the first of many for me, hopefully, if I don't mess this up. So, firstly, how did you get into fitness coaching?
So I got into fitness coaching basically because when I was doing my GCSEs, I thought I wanted to do architecture. Turns out I'm not very good at using CAD, computer-aided design, or drawing, two of which things you kind of need for architecture.
Yeah.
But throughout my time at secondary school, there was periods where my fitness was okay, and there was also periods where it wasn't. So I was kind of one of the first people that got into training, if you like.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of a natural process of from there, taking my mates first, to the gym, showing them kind of the ropes and how to do stuff. And then when I left school, I was then like, right, well, I can't do this architecture thing anymore because that's not really working. I'm also like, when it comes to studying and that style of learning, I'm a practical learner. So I thought going off and doing something that's very, very academic in the sports space probably isn't going to be the right thing for me either. I wanted something that I could just do at college, learn, enjoy learning, it'd be practical, and then take that and implement it. So I was searching around, found a PT course which is like an hour away, and then just kind of gone from there, to be fair. So it was just a case of following my passions and something that I'd already kind of done before and just seeing how it went more than anything else.
That's really cool, yeah. So, I mean, what made you think to do architecture in the first place?
Honestly, like George Clark's Amazing Spaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, watching that as a kid growing up, I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
That, and what was the other one? Oh, I'm trying to think now. There was another guy.
Grand Designs.
Grand Designs, that was it, yeah. Them two, growing up, constantly. My dad's a builder.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I think it was like, we sat down, we used to watch them all the time. I thought, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Don't want to lay the bricks, but like, it looks cool.
Just want to do the behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, obviously. And I still like designing things and stuff like that, but...
Designing bodies now.
Yeah, I guess designing bodies instead of builds. But I think that was more of a, like your hobby that you kind of do. I've done camper conversions and stuff like that as well, and I enjoy planning that kind of thing. But yeah, obviously, on the grand scale in a professional setting, don't think it's really for me.
Yeah, maybe just for fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how's the personal training progressed? Obviously, you've gone into like the mindset space, not just physical anymore. Like, tell me the journey, how it went to that.
Yeah. So when I first got into coaching, I started off at a group training, personal training facility, which was very much focused on people that didn't like the traditional gym setting. So a lot of them had either disabilities or were older, or a lot of them generally had joint problems, that kind of thing. So my base from that was very, very good going into the gym because I had a proper understanding of all these different things, how to work around them and stuff like that. So when I first got into personal training, it was great. I really enjoyed it. But then I was wondering when I first started why people weren't, people would come to me for fat loss and stuff like that. And their sessions would be great, but then I'd be wondering, well, why is the results not coming from it? And I realized that it was everything outside of that. So then I started coaching nutrition and stuff like that as well. And then really what came into the mindset side of things was no matter what I gave them, no matter how good the program was, how tailored it was to them, all of this stuff, the people that succeeded were the people that had the better mindset around it and understood it and knew the deeper reasons why they were actually doing it, so were able to show up no matter if they had motivation or not. And the people that didn't were the people that didn't necessarily have that mindset around things, but you could also see that in the way that they just generally live their lives on a day-to-day basis as well. So, and also current times, financial situations for a lot of people are tricky. So I think focusing on that deeper mindset, identity shift, rather than just, here's your workout program, here's your nutrition, there's the knowledge you need, crack on, is so much more impactful. And actually, like, some of my clients, they come to me, and like, I had a voice note the other day, and it was, you know, as a physical change, you'd look at him and you'd think, like, he looks way healthier than he did before, but it's not like he's gained 20 pounds of muscle or like lost 20 kilos of fat, but his overall mindset and his just general energy, persona and everything like that has progressed so much over the past 6 months, 12 months working with him. And that's life-changing at the end of the day, because it's the way that you're able to show up on a day-to-day basis, social situations and all the rest of it. And then you can take that and transfer it into other things as well.
Yeah, I mean, was it on one of your recent videos, you said how you do something is how you do everything.
100%.
Like, yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Like, you sat there and you're thinking, oh, I'll just go on my phone or whatever, it's only half an hour, and then your day is gone from this half an hour on your phone.
Yeah.
So really, yeah, I'm a big believer in that, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. And I think I'm a big believer in them base standards. And like, I think the bit that people the reason why that is even, is because it's your identity within your brain. If you're the kind of person that takes that half an hour and it's like, oh, that's fine, that's okay, like I can scroll, that then leads into, well, when you've actually got something important to do, that procrastination, it comes back to that, it's all right, I'll be fine, I can do stuff later. So the more that people can sit there and go, actually no, although I am like, it's, you know, 8:30 in an evening, you know, it actually wouldn't matter if I scrolled for half an hour now, but it's the principle of, well, yes, that's fine and that's okay, but at the same time, is there something else that really you should be doing that actually you're just putting to the back of your mind and not focusing on? And I think that's the question that people need to always ask themselves a little bit more often.
And I also think when you're in that situation where you're like, oh, it's fine just to scroll now, your mind, that's what your mind wants to do, so it's telling you every reason that that's acceptable. But if you took a step back and thought about it rationally, then really that's not what you should be doing now. You should be doing something else.
100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes back to your body as well. Like, your mind would rather just do the easy thing. Everyone wants to do the easy thing. There's no beating around the bush with that. So your mind's like, let me just switch off. Let me just relax. Let me just, this is great dopamine. Just scrolling through, and your mind's like,
yeah, and you tell yourself, it's productive. I really enjoy scrolling, actually.
Like, this is so motivational. And then, like, you stop your scroll, and it's like, well, you still
what
haven't
did I
done
just watch? What was the last video?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is it's your mind's not even taking it in. Like, it's not like sitting down and listening to a podcast, or sitting down and reading a book, or even just watch the difference between scrolling on your phone and watching YouTube.
Yeah, one's so much more intentional than the other.
You can remember what you've actually got, whether it's, you know, actually useful for you or not is another thing, but you can actually remember it. The problem is with scrolling, because it's even in the way that it's formatted, as someone that, and you'll know this, creating content, it's like, right, what's the hook? Let me try and break down this thing in the simplest form possible that people probably already understand, and then, you know, it's an end, or you can try and loop it back in, or anything else like that. So even when you're planning content, it's like, yes, you want to deliver as much value as possible, but we also know that reels that are over 60 seconds long, or, you know, 90 seconds long, don't perform as well.
Honestly, like a 20-second video, like sometimes on my guitar videos, it's like, do I just crop it to 20 seconds? And it actually just so much better, because the retention is just, the retention's so much better. So there's only so much, I mean, it applies to over into what you're doing, actually providing value, not just entertainment. Like you can only really scratch the surface.
Yeah,
get into anything really.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's probably why I started my podcast in the first place. Was like, I was like, right, where do I actually get value from?
Yeah.
Like, and it generally was when I was sat in my car driving to and from work.
Yeah.
Like in the early days, that was the time when I was consuming all of this knowledge. And even if I'm not picking up every single little bit of it, it's okay. Well, there's the general conciseness of that thing. Let me go and implement that, or let me take that, or it's just that it's that mindset shift inside the exposure to it more than anything else as well. It's completely different. What's your thoughts on like short form content and stuff like that?
Well, it's really good for reach.
Yeah.
For growing and stuff. And I think anyone that's like struggling to grow or get reach, like there's no excuses. You just gotta. I mean, I don't do it myself, so I don't really practice what I preach. But honestly, if you just upload every day for 30 days, then you're probably going to get about 10,000 followers if you do a good job of it.
Yeah.
So there's no excuses, and that's why I'm telling myself, I'm like, why am I not doing it myself? That's why I make this podcast, because I'll be able to get some good clips out of this, and then I've got some good content from my personal brand, and podcast clips can go. I mean, if you say something controversial or a bit wild, they can go really, really viral. But I'm trying to steer away from anything controversial or political. Just talking about straight value. I think that's a safe bet.
I think sometimes it's a fine line with stuff that's controversial, isn't it? I think it's got to be rational controversy.
Yeah,
because
it's
otherwise
got to be backed up. It's not just an opinion of.
Because otherwise, as you say, attention's good, and and that's the other thing that I found as well is when you have longer form content, the kind of people that come in from that have sat down, watched it.
Yeah.
It's better quality of person than someone that's just scrolling through 15-second motivational video.
They've chose to watch that with long form, but with short form, it's been put in front of their face. They didn't actively choose to watch that, and maybe they're a new audience and not the right audience, and they've never seen you before, and they've not heard the context. Like with a podcast clip, they're hearing like a 20-second take rather than all the 10 minutes of conversation around it.
Yeah.
And the most controversial take is what's going to get shown to the most people. So it's almost a bit dangerous, but it's definitely a good method for growth.
100%. And I think that's why with a lot of my content, I don't try and chase views too much, because it's good to obviously get views, and if the right piece of content gets views, great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to bring in the wrong audience, because then, that can shut down a business as much as something blowing up and skyrocketing.
I mean, what's the value of an audience? Like if you're in front of 1,000 business people's eyes of like influence and doing something with their life, that's a lot more valuable than like 100,000 of the general populace of like kids. Like think of like Mr. Beast's videos. Like they appeal to everyone. It's a massive audience, but someone can probably make the same amount of money off a tenth of the audience if it's aimed at like high status business people. So.
And people, like the best way to actually recognise that as a start is companies. Yeah. If they know your audience, someone with say 10,000 followers that are 25 to 35 or 25 plus and are all in a good financial situation, when people are putting ads and stuff in their videos, they're the kind of people that they can go, look, this is my audience, men, UK, whatever, 25 to 35, I get 100,000, 200,000, a million views a month, whatever it is. Someone will pay so much more than that than a million views that are, from third world countries that are like when you look at their feed, they've got millions of followers, viral content, but it's not valuable in the same sense.
Spending power of their audience. Like tech videos on YouTube get like 10 times the CPM, like the amount that you get paid per 1,000 views, than just general content, because the advertisers are in competition to get in front of them videos and to get in front of that audience, and that's an audience that are actually interested in buying that expensive stuff. So yeah, it's
100%.
Yeah, the audience is important. Yeah,
100%.
Oh yeah, should we talk about you moved to going online rather than in person? Did you start out Pure Gym? Was it?
Yeah, so I started out at Pure Gym originally, which was like questionable by everyone.
Yeah.
Because for anyone that doesn't know, when you're a personal trainer, you have to pay rent for gym space. And so anyone that's a freelance personal trainer in a commercial gym has to pay the rent. So the setup basically was, I get paid like, I think it's about 500 quid basically.
Yeah.
Each month from my 16 hours of basically back-to-back classes was what it was. So it was like hard work.
Yeah.
Like very, very taxing on your body. I didn't train for like that period of time while I was there, to be fair.
Oh, because you were the person at the front, like doing all the dancing.
Yeah, because you have to like do it with them. And then I was basically paying out like 660 quid a month.
Yeah, so that was basically cancelled out.
Which was like, and then, you ended up with, because it's a budget gym, you then get people that aren't in the best financial situation as well.
Yeah, maybe low quality clients.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like I had some great clients there and stuff, and there was the odd ones that were great, but at the same time it was like it wasn't really who I actually could relate to the most, that I could help the most, that could relate to me the most, because it's in your local area. So then I moved to more of like a wellness club, and that was great. Really enjoyed that, and that's kind of where I built the majority of my PT business up, and then obviously switched to, or I was doing online at the time as well, but then decided to go all in online May last year. Yeah. So basically I was going off traveling, and I was like, I'm not paying gym rent for that amount of time. So I hadn't got like a huge online client basis because a lot of it was in person, but luckily I managed to transfer a few over. And the reason for that was because I genuinely believe that coaches have their specialty. Yeah. And I should be coaching the people that I'm good at coaching. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone comes to me and they're like, oh, do you know someone that specializes with this? I'll be like, yeah. Like I know lots of coaches. I can refer you to someone else if I don't think that you're my ideal client. Because at the end of the day, for example, menopause, I can train someone that's going through menopause and I can coach them through it, and that's not a problem. But do I have the best understanding of it? Do I work with people on a daily basis with it? Yeah. No. So my quality of coaching, yes, I might get a result. Are they going to necessarily learn about everything they should know about that topic? Probably not. So it's like, why not just help the people that you can help the most? And I think that goes vice versa, that other people that perhaps work with people in their 40s and 50s, and that's kind of their client basis, perhaps they're also in their 40s or 50s as well. Yeah. Like that relatability is there, and I think that's so important because it's a very personal thing, coaching. It's not something that you can just kind of go into and just be like, oh, I'll coach everyone. Because it's like, well, you can, but is it really coaching, or is it just giving them a plan that scientifically should work? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to a podcast a couple of days ago. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but they were talking about how Alex Hormozy says specialisation allows you to charge a premium. Like if you went to a restaurant and they only had 4 things on the menu, but they charged loads for them, but you'd be like, well, they only do 4 things, so these 4 things must be really good for them to stay open, and you trust that they're good, and also it allows them to put more time and effort into making it good. So I mean, at the start it might feel like you're just turning people away, but in the long run, like you might be actually doing less work, but you can charge a premium for it. So
and I think it's like the whole niching down thing. I've got, I think it's good, definitely, in a lot of businesses, like focus on what you're really, really good at. But I think the bit that people get misaligned with is they go, a person is just a stat. And I think that's probably where people go almost too niche with it. Like I've seen coaches that are like, they start all of their content. There was one that went viral a while ago that was like, start all their content. If you're a lesbian that's looking to lose fat, like how does that actually...
Yeah, if it doesn't actually make a difference to how you train them, then there's no point. Like maybe rather than saying a lesbian, you could say like a woman just a woman, because there's nothing different about a straight woman, and I mean, like physically and how you train them. There's nothing different. So.
And I think it's the same thing as it's that relatability. Like, you don't need to say that. If you're actually that person that can help with that thing, people just get a gauge off like who you are and what you do. Yeah. So for me, I've got clients that are in their 40s and their 50s, even though a lot of my content is directed towards 20 and 30-year-olds. Yeah. Because they relate to me and my story. And I think that's the bit that people miss when they niche, is it's like, oh, I'm just going to niche for the sake of niching. It's pointless. Niche because you're passionate about that thing, and then you'll get the people in that you want. Like Hormozy, for example, himself, even though he says niche down, I wouldn't say he's a very niche guy.
No, he's not, no.
So, but people relate to him because they're business owners that are very analytical, that are very logical, that, you know, he helps loads of different businesses, and his company does. But, again, his ads will be spread, but he helps everyone. So he'll have direct ads that are like, if you're a nail salon, or if you're a, I don't know, agency, if you're a coach, like, you'll have the same ads, but just with that start point. But people buy into him because they relate to the way that he runs his business and the way that he coaches. So I think it's important to lead with that rather than just if you're a guy that's 20 or if you're a guy that's, do you know what I mean? Because I think that's, you're calling it out, but they don't feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, so niche down to a point where it affects how you train them, but don't go past that point. So you can niche. Yeah.
I don't think it's even about going past that point. It's almost like if I was to say to you, for example, you're a guy that's in your 20s, and I'm like, guys, if you're in your 20s, and but I'm not a guy in my 20s, and I've never been in your situation, or can't relate to your situation, you're not going to feel it. Because it's like, well, why are you even saying that? Yeah. Whereas if I was like, if you're a guy that's in the first couple of years in business, and you've been through this struggle, you've got this mindset about stuff, and you're like, oh my God, like I can relate to all of that and the way that he's like talking about it, that's gonna, like, I don't even need to say that you're in your 20s. Yeah. I can just say them struggles, I can say them problems. And then you end up with people that are actually more beneficial to your services as well.
Yeah, kind of like a showing, not telling situation. Like, rather than saying the specific person, give the attributes of that person. Yeah. And then it's not cutting off anyone that could still benefit.
Yeah, 100%. Because people won't always, you might think that there's a category of people, but people won't always fit that category, but they might still be that person. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, you can have two people in the exact same job, for example, exact same age, exact same, you know, both got partners, both got 2 kids, 2 completely different people though. Like, that can happen. And I think that's where people have got to be like, are they actually helping the person, or are they just helping the man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Where would you say that most people fail to stay consistent then? Because obviously you can give them all of your side of it. There's only so much you can give them. Then it's keeping them actually sticking to that, like following through on what you've said.
Yeah. I think there's a few things that stop people from being consistent. Yeah. And I think we're past, I mean, it'll be different for everyone, just to kind of iron that out. But as a general society, if I was to look at it and say, why aren't people consistent at what they do? I think we're past the bit of people not knowing what they need to do. Yeah. The information is all out there. It's been out there for the past decade. So it's not that. It's also not the fact that there isn't people around them that they could talk to or they could interact with that can help them with it. There's probably too many distractions, and people try and focus on too many different things at the same time. Yeah. So they might not be consistent, but they might still be doing stuff. Yeah. I think that's a big problem because there's so much information out there, they're just bouncing from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. They're sticking for things to a max of maybe 4 weeks, and then they'll try something else if it doesn't work. that is a big problem because people are constantly chasing quick. That hasn't worked as quick as I wanted it to. I'll switch it to the next thing. When actually they're literally on the cusp of like where they need to get to. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a big problem. And then I also think that it's too easy, especially in the Western world. It is too easy to just not.
Yeah.
Like people are so comfortable in their settings right now, and we take it for granted too much that there's no actual need to change.
Yeah.
Like
their life is fine. Everyone around them.
It's like they're not dying. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's the problem, and there's too many last minute solutions as well. If you, for example, let's take fitness, if you're in a really bad way with your fitness, even if you go to the doctors and they're like, mate, your blood pressure is really high, you're at risk of heart attack and diabetes, you need to do something about this. People will go, oh, fucking hell, that's like stabbing the heart. They'll go home, they'll be like, right, need to start doing stuff. They'll then try and do a million different things at the same time. But also, worst case scenario, they get free medical care anyway.
Yeah, and they give them some like blood pressure tablets or something.
Yeah. So like, what are they actually getting away from? And people don't, like, the harsh reality of it is a lot of people don't want to do the hard stuff to get to the thing that's they actually
it's like with all these diets, like all these different diets, it's like everyone knows how to eat healthy and how to lose weight. They're just looking for an easy way around it. Like, just cut out carbs or so-and-so diet, and it's like, just eat healthy. You know know what's healthy.
But the thing is with all of them diets, guess what? Most of them work. Like, but are they sustainable long term?
Yeah,
depends how you do them.
Back, yeah.
Keto is sustainable long term if you're eating the stuff that is a little bit rogue. If you're eating liver every single day and stuff like that. Yes, it's probably sustainable long term, but the majority of people will just go, I'm going to go keto, and then they go and buy 3 kilos of chicken from the supermarket, a kilo of minced beef, and they're like, right, there's my keto diet. And it's like, well, where's your micronutrients? In the same way that like vegetarian is sustainable long term if you're eating a variety of stuff. So it's never the problem of the diet or what they're doing. It's just a problem that they're not doing it how they should be, or they're not willing to go to the extent it takes to actually be good at that thing. Because they're probably seeing influencers online that are like, oh my god, yeah, go keto, it's so good.
Buy my plan and
buy my plan, and like it's like, okay, great, but what are they actually doing? Well, that person's in a much better financial situation than you. They've got a fridge full of random ass stuff from an organic farmer down the road. So their version of their chicken, their meat, their whatever it is completely different to the stuff that you're getting. And they're not showing you the bits that they have to do behind the scenes that will probably be a little bit grim and questionable.
And maybe they've got a chef cooking it all.
Exactly,
Yeah. I mean, it's like when people sell these courses now, these courses are a big thing. And like, there is a lot of value in them, but a lot of the people selling these courses they actually earn their money from the courses rather than doing what the course is telling you to do.
I don't think that's, in some cases, it's not a bad thing. But at the same time, it's like, if you're just buying information, you're not buying implementation. Completely free.
I think, a lot of the information can be found on the internet. Maybe they just want what the value in the course is it's the actual price is holding the people accountable to follow through on it. Because if you just watch a free YouTube series, you're not losing anything if you don't follow through on it. But if you spend £1,000 on a course and you don't follow through on it, then you feel a bit of a pain.
Yeah, 100%. And that buy-in is financial. Let's not beat around the bush. Money matters to most people.
Yeah.
Time, although it's the most valuable thing ever, doesn't really matter to most people. It comes back to something that most people are just comfortable.
Yeah.
And like they're okay with it. Like if you were to, in the same way that if you were to bet your mate, for example, instead of spending 5k on a course, you bet your mate 5k that you're going to do this thing by the end of the year. you probably get to the end of the year and you might go, oh no, it's all right, mate.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like, even if you made the bet.
Mm.
So, there's just too comfortable.
Yeah, maybe it's a similar thing with paying for a trainer. I'm not saying you don't provide value, but the cost of paying you holds people accountable in a sense, because, I mean, you've gone through it all with them. It's your time, it's their time. So now they have a pressure to follow through on that.
Yeah. And it's not the money is the thing that gets them there. Like, if they were to spend, I don't know, however much it is, on something else, or just into a bank account, like,
Yeah.
That's not the initial thing. But I see it myself. The difference between when I've run 3 challenges in the past,
Yeah.
and how people show up to that compared to the first couple of weeks when someone's paid to be in your thing, is 2 completely different things.
Really?
And like that monetary number will be different for different people, because someone that's on 150k a year, they're paying 100 quid a month or 200 quid a month for a PT in the gym. Like, okay, they go once a week to their gym session, but it's not really going to matter that much. Whereas if someone's in the same or different financial situation, say they're on 25k a year, that 200 quid is, that's the difference between
that's their like disposable income.
Exactly, like that's their fun money, if you like. And even if it's not all of their fun money, say they have like 400 quid left over at the end of the month after bills and food and all the rest of it, then that's like half of what they've got. So they're going to show up in a different way. So yeah, I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So we're going to move on to some fitness myths and hard truths. So
I'm interested.
What do you think is the biggest fitness myth that people still believe?
Oh, now this might be slightly controversial, but it's not all about calories in versus calories out.
Really?
Because, and people will argue either way on this, right? Because, yes, if you're eating more than what you should be, you will probably gain weight. But and if you're eating less, if you're in a deficit, you probably lose weight. But they're not the only contributing factors. I think people forget that the way that your body processes calories, macros, proteins, fats, whatever it is, differs on your chemical state and your hormone state as well. So if someone's very, very stressed or sleep deprived, their weight and their body fat percentage will differ even if they're only eating the same stuff as what they were before. So you've got to take that into consideration. And I think the other problem that has come of that is that people just think, oh, well, if I don't eat anything, then I'll lose weight.
Yeah.
It's not how it works, because as soon as you go past a threshold where your body is like... Think of it this way, right? Go back to caveman times. If you're sat in a cave and you know that you're not going to eat any decent food for a week, your body, everything that you put into it, number one, first things first, it's going to slow down your rate of burning stuff, because it's trying to survive at the end of the day. So it's reserving all of that energy that you're putting into it. So when someone drops their calories below, just have 1,000 as like your very, very like bottom line, right? When someone drops their calories below that, the problem is that everything that they then put into their body, if their body doesn't need to use it there and then, it won't, and it will just store it for later. So then actually you're on 800 calories, but then for some reason you're still gaining body fat, and your muscle mass is also reducing because your body's trying to conserve energy, and obviously your muscles burn calories just by being there, not even by using them. So then you end up with someone that has gained weight, and or they might be the same weight, but their composition has increased in body fat and reduced muscle mass because their calories are too low. And this is why people get stuck. So it's not all about a calorie deficit. There's other things to take into consideration. In the same way that if your calories are where they should be, but nothing's happening or nothing's going in the right direction, or whichever direction you want it to be, think about your chemical state, think about your stress levels, think about how your sleep has been, think about your, actually how your body is functioning. It's not just about macros.
Yeah.
I think people have got past the fact that it's not just about like calories. Obviously, protein's important, but the quality of that stuff is really, really important as well.
Yeah.
Carbs aren't just carbs. Fats aren't just fats.
Yeah.
If you want to take it that step deeper and you actually want to be healthy and your body to run properly, you've got to be having good whole foods, because otherwise your body, the way that, as I said, the way that your body processes stuff is different. How it'll process a man-made fat compared to like an animal fat, for example, is going to be two completely different things.
Yeah, another one as well that I think a lot of people don't understand is with like plant protein. They don't realise that 20 grams of vegan protein, am I right in saying it's not the same as 20 grams of whey protein?
Yeah, so proteins are made up of amino acids. Yeah. So how your body processes, or the amount of essential amino acids in a animal protein will be different to a plant protein. That doesn't mean to say that you can't get your protein from plants. Yeah. You absolutely can, but you've got to remember that, as I said before, you've got to have that diversity, otherwise your body's not going to have the essential amino acids. You might be, this is where deficiencies come in when people kind of go on vegan diets or vegetarian diets, because they're not diversifying it enough. And there will be things that have a better micronutrient breakdown and better amount of amino acids, in the same way that red meat, for example, generally tends to have more vitamins and stuff like that, and better micronutrients than chicken, for example. Yeah. In the same way, oily fish compared to white fish. So it's understanding that side of things, and it doesn't mean that you can't have these things and you can't get your protein from them, but again, your body is going to process it differently. Yeah. We're built in the same way that cows can eat grass and we can't process grass. Yeah. We're built to digest things at a certain rate. It will differ as well. As you've got human race, but then you've also got genetics as well. Wherever your background of where your family tree goes to, if you incorporate more of them foods, you'll probably have a better result. Which is why people that their generations haven't moved and they haven't migrated and they're still eating the same stuff as what they were century, 2 century, 3 century, 1,000 years ago, are way healthier. And you'll see this in like little communities, say Northern Europe, or tribal communities as well. Their way, or like you go there and you think, how the hell are these people just living off this stuff? When you look at their diet, if you go, they haven't even got half of the diversity that they need. But because they've, for years and years and years and years and years, that's all that they've lived off, their body is just used to processing it in the way that it should be. So us here, we're very lucky. We get access to loads of different foods. Doesn't mean that it's always going to be 100% for you.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose an example of that would be a lot of East Asian people are lactose intolerant, because maybe in their bloodline they didn't develop that tolerance to lactose, because maybe they don't eat like cheeses and stuff like we eat in Europe. So, yeah,
100%. In the same way that there's, I can't remember the name of the exact tribe, but there's a tribe in Africa that only lives off a certain cow milk, and they only eat something else like every 3 months, and these guys are just like built completely differently to a lot of other places. And again, like, they're not lactose intolerant because their body's just used to processing this stuff. So you've got to remember that as much as it will change over time, the more that you eat the same stuff over decades, probably not in your lifetime, but the genes that you pass on, it's the same as what we're actually built to start off with as well.
Yeah, I mean, a cow, think of a bull. A bull just eats grass and maybe some additional stuff that the farmer's giving it. But look how muscly it is. Like, if we just ate lettuce, we would never, ever look like a bull.
But they've also got, what, 4 stomachs,
Yeah.
I think. So you've got to remember that bit of grass is getting processed really, 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 really well.
Yeah.
If we eat grass, our body's like, one, tastes like, it doesn't taste the best.
Yeah.
But 2, like, we don't have the facilities to break that down and get everything out of it because we've never needed to.
Yeah.
We were killing cows. We've been killing cows for ages.
They've been doing the hard work.
They've been doing the hard work for us. We eat that. Our body's like, great, this is like...
Everything packaged.
Yeah, this is like packaged up. Brilliant, that bit can go over there.
Yeah.
We know what to do with that. We know what to do with that. Give it like grass and you're like searching through it and you're like...
Your body's like, what the hell?
There's nothing in this, mate.
Yeah. And then also, you can't forget that they literally spend all day eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that they eat as well is very different to how we eat. Humans are generally tend to eat bigger meals compared to cows, for example. Graze all day. So, they give themselves more time to process this stuff than we would as well. And that doesn't mean to say that we should turn into grazing animals because we're probably not built to eat like that.
Another really interesting thing that I find is that animals have adapted to sleep, like to have their waking hours for the amount that they need to survive. So like a big lion sleeps most of the day because it can find and catch that calorie dense antelope or something in the few hours that it's awake. But a cow is awake for probably maybe 20 hours of the day because that's how long it needs to eat to survive. I find that really interesting how they've adapted. It's,
it is interesting because in the same way that like a lot of animals hibernate when their food disappears. Which makes sense.
Yeah, because they'd be wasting energy if they were wandering around on some snow.
And this goes back to that whole thing of when your body doesn't have the energy getting put into it, it will slow everything down. And I think that's the perfect representation of, to the extreme, what would happen if someone doesn't eat what they become tired all the time. They start being really lousy, their brain's not switched on. All of these things are signs that somebody's trying to sleep all day and you're not allowing it to, because obviously you've got stuff to do, you've got work to go to, you've got, like, we always have stuff to do throughout the day. We can't just go to sleep for 3 months. But that is essentially what is happening to these animals. And they're like, right, end of the season, our food's running out. We've stored everything, we've had enough in, we'll sleep. Sleep for 3 months.
They've stored everything, they've done everything they needed.
But that's what they need to do to survive, because their body's like, right, let's slow everything down, reserve as much energy as possible. A big bear, that walking around is burning a hell of a lot of calories.
What's its resting calories? It's got to be thousands a day.
Let's shut everything down, let's decrease heart rate all the way. How can we do that?
Even the body temperature goes right down as well.
Exactly.
So carry on. I mean, we went on a bit of a tangent, but why do you think that quick fixes and challenges usually fail?
I actually don't think they do.
Why do you not think they do?
So they don't. They don't. Quick fixes and challenges don't fail for that period.
Maybe they fail in the long term.
Generally tend to fail in the long run, but I don't think that's necessarily down to the fact that it's a challenge or it's not sustainable, because a lot of it that people do is sustainable. It's just that they've had a 6-week block where, no surprise, they've got a goal in mind, they've got someone to hold them accountable, they've got loads of motivation, and then as soon as all of that's taken away from them, it's then like, oh, bloody hell, back to reality. I'm going to have to do this same stuff for the rest of my life. That's crazy. Sack that off.
Just do what you're doing.
And that's what happens, because people don't go into a challenge or into a quick fix expecting to do that for the rest of their lives. And this is the conversation that I have to have with my clients as well. They're like, if someone ever asks me, when am I going to get there? When am I going to get to this result? I'm like, you're going to get to this result in probably like 6 months, 12 months down the line. to that ideal thing that you've got in mind. Does that mean that you stop everything?
Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah,
because you've got to know that as soon as, and I think this is the great thing about fitness and or business as well, is that someone can get into it, and as soon as you're hooked on it, you can sustain it long term, because it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah. But at the same time, it is the reason why a lot of people stop, because they're not looking at it like they're getting into fitness or they're going on a diet. I hate that word. Yeah. And they're not seeing it as a long-term thing. They're forgetting that them principles, them habits, them things that they're putting in place for that period of time, they're going to have to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change.
And when you put it in that context, it sounds like, what's the point in even starting? Yeah. If I've got to do it for the rest of my life, I might as well give up now.
Procrastinate.
I think that's what happens. So I think challenges work, but I think the problem is with challenges that people go into it with the wrong mindset, not understanding that whatever they're doing in the challenge, they need to continue to do afterwards, and they need to find a way to continue to do that afterwards. Otherwise, it's just going to be every summer, let's shred down for a bit, and then go back to what they were, come around the next year, and then that's why you see people kind of sitting in a similar cycle, is because they're not seeing it as a, off the back end of the challenge. And I think that's probably the problem with them, is that people talk a lot about dieting with challenges. Say you'll do like a 6-week shred or something like that, which is probably what you're referring to. And people will jump into it and they'll be like, great, let's shred it down. Nobody talks about how to reverse diet at all. And it's not just a case of going back to exactly what you were doing before and it'll sustain it. It's then, right, okay, your body is in a great position right now. You're like 15% body fat. You've never been there before. How do we go back from that? How do we then make that sustainable long term? Because let's be honest, eating at 1,600 calories or 1,800 calories or whatever they've put them on for them challenges is not sustainable long term. Yeah. The coaches coaching them kind of things are not eating that amount for long periods of time, but nobody talks about how to bump your calories back up without putting on loads of weight again. Yeah. Because although there's different ways that you can go about it. Some people like to do it gradually. Some people like to bump them straight back to maintenance if they know where their maintenance is at. But at the same time, I think two things either happen. People either don't think about that side of things and they're like, okay, well, I've just got to keep my calories here. Yeah. And then what happens? Their metabolism slows down. Their body stops functioning as well as it should be because it's constantly being in a deprived state. Or they just go back to what they were eating before and they're like, it should be fine now. Yeah. Because I've got there, yeah. But actually it's not.
Yeah.
Really how it goes.
If someone loses weight, does that reduce their maintenance calories? So they would have to eat. Obviously, they were in a deficit when they were losing weight. Yeah. And then now they don't want to be losing weight anymore. They're happy where they are. Do they bump them up to where they were before or a bit below where they were before?
So your maintenance calories, you've basically got two types, right? You've either got your basal metabolic rate, which is like if I was to lie down on this sofa, for example, all day, what would my body burn? That will obviously change depending on how much muscle mass and stuff like that. So your BMR probably won't change that much because given that as you've lost fat, you've probably built a little bit of muscle. Yeah. If you've lost fat and you've lost muscle, then you probably, it would be it'd probably be a lot lower. The other thing that you've got to take into consideration is if someone's lost 20 kilos, that 6,000 steps or 8,000 or 10,000 steps that they were doing before is not the same as someone that's doing with 20 kilos less. If I were to walk around with a 20 kilo vest on, I'd burn a hell of a lot more calories than what I would walking around as I am right now.
And if that's muscle tissue as well, then that's burning.
Exactly, that's going to
tissue.
So that's going to burn loads more in the same way that if you drop it down. So to answer your question, going back to it, it won't be the same as before, but it's not necessarily that their actual basal metabolic rate has changed. it's more so a fact that their activity levels will differ and how much they're burning while they're moving and doing stuff on a day-to-day basis will change.
All right. No, that's interesting, yeah. I think I was watching a video of Eddie Hall and he was saying that his like resting calories are like 6,000 a day just to maintain that absolute build, yeah. I'd like to be that big, but...
Yeah, but then you probably wouldn't want to eat 6,000 calories.
No, yeah, and his diet as well is just like absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolute unit. Are you happy with where you're at, or are you trying to put on a bit more size?
Yeah, I think with my own goals and my own physique, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at now. I think for a long time I was like trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you just kind of think, what am I actually trying to get bigger for?
Yeah.
And so for me now, especially like basically after I did my photo shoot December 2024 it would have been, I was kind of like, I'm actually happy with how I look now. If I shred down, like, and I'm that lean, like I'm good. I'm happy with how that looks off with my top off. I can confidently walk around with my top off, and I'm happy with that. Would I like to have a bit more size?
Yeah.
I think most people that have ever put on muscle would say yes, but is it that much that, you know, I'm going to go into an extreme bulk and like sacrifice everything else? Probably not. So for me right now, I mean, I'm training for another High Rocks at the moment. I'm going to do a marathon this year as well. For me, it's more like, okay, cool, I've got this muscle now. What can it do? Let's put that to test. And it's not going to be a case that I'm going to be like, strip it back and just be like, I'm going to be a cardio person now or whatever. But for me, it's something that I've never done before. So it's interesting to see how my body changes and reacts to that. And because building muscle is a slow process at the end of the day, it's not going to happen overnight. Especially once you get to a point, like, I mean, I've been sat roughly around the same weight for, I mean, it's increased slowly over time, but probably a good 3-4 years now. Yeah. So it is progressing. I can see my physique changing, but you almost need that other focus, otherwise you just lose motivation to continue to show up. And you get bored. Yeah. I've been training doing normal bodybuilding type stuff for 6-7 years, so it's like what more can you do?
Yeah, what's the reasoning behind this?
Exactly.
Do you find it's important to understand people's why? Because I mean, people can say, oh, I want to get big to get girls or whatever, but do girls even really care? Or is it really... I think once you get in a healthy physique, like an athletic physique, obviously a lot of girls prefer different physiques, personal, but like really maybe you're just trying to impress the guys. It's more of a status thing. Like you're wanting the respect. Like if you do see a big guy, he just commands a little bit more respect than like
100%.
Some skinny guy like me kind of thing. So it's like...
and I think that, understanding someone's deeper whys is so important, whether it's, as you said, like to get girls or whatever else. But there is other reasons why people do stuff. So I mean, in that sense, if you're doing it to purely impress girls, it's like, well, they probably like, for a lot of them, if they admit it or not, they probably prefer a guy that looks more in shape.
Yeah.
Some girls don't though. Some girls like someone that's tall, skinny, lanky, and they've got that kind of it's personal preference at the end of the day. But I think more than anything, as you said, it's more to, after a certain point, it's just like you're just trying to get big to be bigger so that you demand that little bit more respect. Yeah. The problem is that although other people see them people as, if you're at a bar or in a club or whatever else, or on the beach, you might see these people and go, oh yeah, he's cool because he's bigger. If you go and talk to him and he doesn't feel like that, completely pointless. Yeah. So I think people also get into that mindset that like they need to constantly chase, and then when they get there, they don't feel the way that they should. And that was a massive mindset shift for me, was that I was chasing this thing, that I was constantly moving the boundary of like how that would look, where I want to be. So I was never actually confident where I was.
Yeah.
And you've got to build that. Like if you're doing it for girls or stuff like that, you've got to build that in there. That you've got to be proud of where you're at whilst you're building. Because otherwise you look cool, but you having a conversation. It's like something around there.
So why do you think people need a why?
I think it's important because to have a why, because otherwise motivation comes and goes.
Yeah.
You'll know this. Other things come and go as well. Your why is like that deeper understanding of why you're showing up on a daily basis when things are hard, because nothing's easy in life. And don't expect it to be easy if you want to go anywhere, because it's not going to happen. Your deeper why of why you're doing stuff, whether that be getting in shape, whether that be building a business, whether that be whatever it is, having a relationship, being in the dating market, whatever it is, right? Understanding the actual reason why you're doing that on a deeper level is so important, because then every time you wake up in the morning and you're like lying there, like, I can't be asked to get up, can't be asked to go to the gym today, can't be asked to do this, can't be asked to do that. All you need to then do is go, what is my why? Why should I do this? And if you can if it actually matters to you, that will be the biggest mover, to just be like, flip the switch, snap out of that, Finn. That's not me. That's someone else talking. That's someone else trying to drive me back all the time. We know why we're doing this. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Yeah. So I think understanding that is so important. For example, if you were to break it down and you were to be like, okay, well, how do I do that? Say, for example, someone's like, I want to get bigger to get more girls. Okay, why do you want to get more girls? Or why do you think that will be the reason for you getting more girls? Or because I'll feel more confident. And why do you want to feel more confident? Why are you not confident right now? So I feel like, sometimes when I'm in situations, I get pushed around a little bit too much, or like, if someone actually confronts me, I'm like, whoa.
So it's about finding that deeper why.
And then it's like, okay, well, why does that matter? Well, because, I want to be able to protect myself, or like if I did have a girl, I want to make sure that I can protect her as well. And it's like, okay, cool. And why does that matter? Well, when we have a kids and future family, like if some other guy comes up to me, I want to make sure that they're not. And you take that so many levels deeper, and it's like, right, okay, well, that makes sense now, mate. You're not getting in shape just to, look a little bit better for the women. Like, you're getting in shape because you want a future family, you want kids, and you want to be able to protect that family at the end of the day. And you know that right now in your current state, you're not in a physical position to be able to do that. So let's spend the next 5-10 years building on that. It's not going to be a short-term thing. 5-10 years building on that so that you can actually get there. And I think that is the kind of process that people, they don't want to go through at the end of the day, whether that's packing on muscle or losing body fat or whatever else it is. It's a tough conversation to actually be like, and question every time you say an answer as well. I think that's important, because otherwise you just say surface level stuff like I just did then. That's probably not someone's going to be their deepest why they're doing it. You might stem it back to a position of early childhood when there was a situation and it was like you were stood there, your dad was there, and like your mum was there, and there was a guy shouting at your dad, and your dad was like, come on kids, let's go, instead of like stepping up, and everyone felt a little bit scared. And like that is the kind of situation that people want to stem back to, but it's a tough conversation to have. So that's what people need to like.
No, yeah. Well, what do you think is more important, motivation or discipline? I mean, they go hand in hand, but...
They do go hand in hand. I used to be a massive believer in discipline. I was like, waking up every day and I was like, I'm a disciplined person. I need to get this stuff done. I think there's a problem with both of them, and I don't think either of them are really what people should be focusing on. Reason being, discipline makes things sound boring, unenjoyable, tedious. If I was to ask you right now, just practice this as an exercise. If I was to ask you, what words come to mind when I say you need to be disciplined?
Doing something that you don't want to do.
Okay, what else?
Yeah. If I need to be disciplined, pushing through, maybe not being motivated, but still doing the thing.
Yeah. What else?
If I need to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Maybe something that's not really enjoyable. It's pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And all of them, everything that you just said there is negative.
Yeah.
There's not one positive high life thing out of that. In the same way, if I was to ask you, okay, Cody, you need to be motivated. Why do you need to be motivated?
So that I can want to do things.
Yeah.
That will maybe are hard now, but in the long term will be worth it.
Yeah.
It's a more positive.
It's a more positive thing. But both of the things that you've just said there are also striving for the future.
Yeah.
So that, but both of the way that you phrased that was, I'm not where I need to be right now. I'm not motivated enough where I am right now. I need to be at a certain level, and that creates distance between where you're actually trying to get to. So discipline sounds boring, it sounds tedious, it sounds hard work, it doesn't sound enjoyable. It sounds like you're just going to be doing all the stuff all the time for, yes, you might get a result out of it, and you would if you're consistent with the habits, but it just puts a downer on everything that you're doing. Like, oh, why am I eating healthy? Because I'm disciplined. Why do I train? Because I'm disciplined. Why do I go for a run? Because I'm disciplined. Why am I, doing my outreach every day? Because I'm disciplined. Why am I creating content all the time? Because I'm disciplined. Like, it's good and it works for some people, but I think it doesn't work for the majority of people, because at the end of the day, it feels like something that has to be done. It's a drag. Yeah. Motivation is the problem, that people strive for motivation, and then when they don't feel motivated, that then becomes a reason why they don't do stuff. It's like, okay, why didn't you go to the gym today? Oh, I wasn't motivated. Okay. Why didn't you eat what you needed to do today? Oh, because I wasn't motivated. Yeah. So when are you going to be motivated then, mate? I don't know. So, well, great. So how's that helped anything?
Yeah. Maybe the motivation is almost pulling you through that hard area, and discipline is more of a pushing action.
Yeah, so you've got a pull and a push.
Yeah.
Like this, right? Which, if you have both, if you're disciplined and you're motivated at the same time, fucking amazing, great, because you're just gonna be flying. You're gonna be like, woo, let's go. Problem is that most people don't have motivation all the time, because motivation is an emotion. It's like being happy or sad or whatever, angry. It's an emotion. It's something that comes. It's something that goes. It's like a spark of energy. It's dopamine here. It's not always going to be there. In the same way that discipline feels like a bit of a drag. So yes, if you've got both of them, great, run with it, mate. Absolutely run with it. Like, take you and your whole world with that discipline, with that motivation, go for it. If you've got that, run with it. If you don't, probably don't focus on them. Yeah. Focus more on your identity is what I would say, because your identity stems into everything, how you show up, why you're showing up, deeper reasons why you're doing stuff, and all that kind of thing. And how you frame things is so important to how your body, your subconscious mind will actually show up and do stuff. So I think that's kind of the dodgy part that people need to be aware of, is that a lot of connotations that come up with motivation and discipline aren't necessarily the ways that you should be talking to yourself or framing things on a day-to-day basis, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Maybe to get through that discipline thing and have more of a motivation thing, maybe it's more of an identity shift that you need. So maybe someone's trying to stop smoking. Instead of saying, oh, I'm trying to quit smoking, they should say, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
And act like that person that doesn't smoke, rather than that person trying to quit smoking.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you were to ask, smoking's a really easy one to go for this. If you were to ask someone, do you want a cigarette? Someone turns around, oh no, I don't smoke, sorry mate. Yeah. Compared to someone that turns around and like, oh no, it's all right, mate. I'm 15 days clean.
Yeah.
Like, it's two completely different identity shifts, and one of them is like, I'm trying to be disciplined, because then think, oh, why have you quit? And then it's like, then you get into all of that, and it's that identity shift of you're telling yourself, I am not that person. I either do that thing or I don't do that thing. And the more that you just tell yourself that, the more that your subconscious brain will just naturally think about it more, not think about it more. And I think that's where people have got to be, you know,
definitely
curious about it.
No, good takes. So you can link back to your own experience or experience that you've observed in clients, but how would you say that fitness changes people's confidence? Or maybe their physical body, or, I mean, you can talk about,
I'd say that fitness for me has been the number one thing that has changed my life, my confidence across all areas. And I don't necessarily think it all comes from that physical change.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first got into the gym, and it was quite weird because I first got into the gym and you start like noticing things. Because my first period was, I was chubby. I didn't want to be chubby anymore. I wanted to be shredded. So I got like shredded. I don't think I've ever been that lean. I don't think I'd actually want to go that lean again unless I was like stepping on stage or something like that. Because I genuinely don't think it was healthy. But what came from that was like people around you start to notice. You start to think about yourself.
How you carry yourself.
Just like knowing in the back of your mind that like if you pull your shirt up, like you've just got shredded abs and like it's just cool. And whether that's but I also think on that point that I just said, I don't think it was actually the physical change. The physical change is so important, but it's more the fact that I know on a daily basis I'm doing more than most people. I'm showing up in a way that most people don't. I'm doing the things that I say that I'm going to do, and I'm still going to show up and do that. That in itself is confidence, because it's confidence in yourself and belief in yourself that you can actually do the things that you say that you can do. So past a certain level, I think getting fit and getting like healthy is massive, because you see an energy shift straight away. Like people just like, you look healthier, people look at you differently. The way that you kind of carry yourself is different because you've got more energy, and that then leads into confidence as well, given that you've built on the fact that you're celebrating your wins all the time. You're appreciating the progress that you're making. You've obviously taken photos and stuff like that, so you've got that comparison and you can see that difference yourself. So important. But past that first year, because for most people it like probably takes about 12 months or so, depending on where you're at, obviously. Like for some people it'll take longer than that, but I'd say like 12 months is a good amount of time for someone to go from someone that is not healthy to someone that is healthy. They're at a decent body fat percentage, they've got a decent amount of muscle mass, you know, on a surface level. They go to the doctors are like, you're good mate, you're happy, we're happy for you to, you know, crack on. Past that, I think it is that thing of, I know how I'm showing up on a daily basis, I know what I do on a daily basis. It's that belief in yourself that if you've proved to yourself once that you can go out there, you can set a goal and you can achieve it, why can't you do that in other areas of your life as well? And that for me has been the biggest driver to where I am today, is from that, because I've proven to myself once that I can do it. So why the fuck can't I do it in other areas? Why can't I, you know, and failure is within everything that we do. There's times that are going to be higher, there's peaks and troughs throughout the whole of your life. But if you can show up in a way that you know that you've achieved something before, and you can carry that into other areas of your life, it will take you so far. The best example I've got of this is one of my clients, when he first started with me, was working at a garage as a mechanic, and never in his life had he ever thought about, like, he'd pondered with it, but never in his life did he think that he'd ever have his own business. He was just, you know, he was just going to kind of tick away. He didn't think that he could run it. He didn't think, because he hated like customer service, hated dealing with people. He was happy on the tools, good at his job. Every time, because it was like a private garage. So they'd do handovers and stuff, and the salesman wouldn't always be there, or the guy that was. So he'd sometimes, but he was literally like, have the keys, go. I don't want to talk to him.
Just hiding behind the
don't
scenes,
deal with him. And then like 12 months in, he dropped 30 kilos. Next minute, really shit thing happened in his life, but it gave him an opportunity to be like, now or never. And that was a big realization for him. And then basically gave it a go for a month, setting up his own business, and it's just kind of skyrocketed from there. But you know, in the same way that now he's also training for High Rocks, his whole life he's been like, I can't do stuff, I can't do stuff, I can't do stuff. But now he's starting to prove to himself across the board that he can actually do this stuff. It's just a mental block.
Yeah.
And that if he's able to show up in the way that he wants to show up, and he can do that and he can perform like that, then as much as he might have some doubts in there still, because I think it takes a long period of time. Like I've been in the self-improvement thing for myself for a good probably 7-8 years now. To get to that kind of mindset is different, but you can keep building on it. You can keep building on it. And I can't wait to see where he's going to be in like 10 years.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I think people come up with these excuses to stay in that comfortable place. Like that really, they just need to just get on with it. Like, these people that say, like, the universe will tell me when it's right. I just can't stand it. I'm like, there's never a perfect time. You've just got to go and do it.
Yeah, there never is a perfect time. And I think what most people need to almost bring to the forefront of their decision making is that if a thought has come into your head, as much as you want to wait for the world to give you a sign to go and do something, to go and just give something a crack, if that thought's there, just go and do it.
Yeah, that's your sign.
That is your sign. You're not going to have another sign in your life to be like, I need to go and do this thing. If that thought is fresh, if that thought's even come to your mind, there's a reason why that has come into your mind. Yeah. If you don't act on it, it will just get pushed aside. Like all the other
start
thoughts,
coming up with excuses.
If you're 25, if you're 30, you've had millions of these ideas come into your head and like pop up and like I'll do that at a certain time. But yes, it might not go well the first time, but just go and have a good go at it. Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, there's truly no time like the present. Like, you've just got to do it.
Yeah,
it's either now or it'll never happen.
Yeah.
So
it'll just get pushed aside. And, you know, if you go and speak to anyone that's in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, the number one thing that I can guarantee most of them would say is that they wish that they just tried more, or that they did more. You know, I was speaking to I hope he doesn't mind sharing this, but, you know, I was speaking to my dad about this, and he went to Oz when he was like, I don't know, like 23 or something like that. Yeah. And they said, as soon as they come back, we're going to go back, we're going to do this every single year. And work got in the way, and it just never happened. Yeah. And his biggest regret is not just doing more of it while he could. Yeah. If you're young, you haven't got kids.
No commitments.
You even if you've got a partner, even if you've got a house, whatever it is, you've got no commitments. There's no one relying on you. If there's ever going to be a time to do stuff, it's right now, because worst case scenario, where are you going to end up? Probably where you are right now.
Yeah. Well, the best time is today, and the second best time is... No, what was it? No, I got the quote wrong. It's the best time was yesterday, and the second best time is today. Yeah. Like, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon, well, in your personal opinion, I know you might be a bit biased, but do you think that social media content around fitness, do you think that's a positive or a negative thing?
I think overall it has a positive effect. Is there too much controversy? Yes. Is there too many people trying to debate different things? Yes. Has the whole body positivity thing gone a little bit woke in some places? Yes. I think overall it's a positive thing. I think there are more people that are in shape, that are healthy, that are doing the right things for themselves because of it. Has it also caused a lot of damage? Yes. So it depends.
Yeah, it depends which side. There's pros and cons.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to everything in life. There's like across the board. There's always going to be a positive for every negative, right? There's always going to be an energy exchange. I think overall it's a positive thing. Is there some things that could definitely be changed about it, that people need to be more careful of? on both sides of stuff, yeah. And do I think that you should take advice from everyone off the internet? Probably not. I think the biggest thing that I've found, and like part of my personal training course was actually understanding how to filter information, was a massive part of it. And where should we be learning from if we want to expand our learning going forwards and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's...
My biggest point on it is, instead of trying to get facts from it, like if you're someone, you're watching social media, you're like, right, you want to learn stuff, right? Instead of trying to pick out lots of facts from here and there, try and understand stuff. Try and sit down and go through and get a better understanding. Don't try and learn every single muscle part on your body. Doesn't matter. Don't try and understand every single micronutrient. Doesn't matter. Start at the top and try and actually understand, without all the technical words, without all the little nitty-gritty stuff, understand how your body works and how it functions. If you can get that, everything else that comes onto your feed, you'll be able to iron out what is good, what is bad information, what you should probably take with a pinch of salt, what you shouldn't take with a pinch of salt, what you can learn, what you can implement, and stuff like that. Get that, create that base understanding. And that is something that I've tried to do in a lot of my resources and on my free community page and my podcast, is give that understanding to people. I'm not a mad scientist at the end of the day. You could ask me a million things about like amino acids, a load of different vitamins. I wouldn't be able to tell you the answer in a lot of cases when it comes to the nitty-gritty stuff. But if I'm good at one thing, it is understanding how that is applicable and how that works and why that is the case. If you can get to that level, you'll be in a good stead with social media.
And really, if you have enough understanding to get a physique that you want, then what does knowing all these technical terms actually matter?
Exactly.
Unless you're doing some like degree in nutrition.
Yeah, but even then, you do a degree in nutrition, and this is one of the reasons why, I could have gone to uni. I could have done a degree in nutrition. I could have done a degree in sports and exercise science or whatever else. I could have gone and done that. Would it actually help me, or would it help other people understand where they're at? Probably not. Because why the hell do I need to tell you how much potassium's in a banana and, all the rest of it that's in there?
Unless you're dealing with elite athletes that are at the very, very cutting edge, then it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. But that understanding of why that is the case, why it is so nitty-gritty at them top levels, what are they doing? What are the kind of foods that they're eating? How are they structuring things? That is the important stuff that you want to try and get out of it.
No, definitely. How do you think beginners should go about filtering out all this stuff on social media? Like, it's hard to know who to trust.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really good people out there. Jeff Nippard is a great example of someone that you can learn from that will break it down and help you understand it. Again, there's always going to be some controversial stuff around different exercises. I think just don't try and overcomplicate things. Like, honestly, just sit down. Number one, don't go to short form content because you'll get hooks and stuff like that will throw your mind off all of the time. Don't go to short form content. Go to long form content. Go to podcasts. Go to YouTube videos. YouTube for training, podcast for nutrition. And again, just try and gauge it and do a basic understanding of stuff. If I was to literally start anywhere with nutrition, I'll go into training in a second. With nutrition, I would install MyFitnessPal. I would get it to suggest your macronutrients and just start tracking your food. And just by doing that, you will get a good base level of where you're at. Generally, for most men, eat more than 100 grams of protein each day. If you're over 100 kilos or like 90 plus, probably go more towards the 150 to 190 mark. If you're more around the 80 kilo mark, probably go about 150. If you're on the lighter side, around 60 to 65 kilos. 100 as a base point will be good. Carbs and fats, keep them even. Play around with them as well, because they'll react different for different people. But do that, start tracking it, start to understand it, and look at your daily stats. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, start with macronutrients. Once you're happy with them, take it a step deeper, and it'll actually tell you where you're going over the limits, what is causing them things, your saturated fats, stuff like that are being pushed out the bowl, your salt and stuff like that, what is being pushed more the wrong way, and then you can start to reduce that stuff. That is where I would start with nutrition, getting an understanding of what you eat, not what everyone else eats. What everyone else eats doesn't matter, what you eat matters. At the end of the day, start with you. With your training, I would say, I've got resources on this as well, which I can always send over to you or message me or whatever that I can send out to people. But with your training, make sure, bare principles, make sure that you are training everything twice a week. If you do any plan that doesn't hit all your muscles twice a week, it's not a good plan. Apart from that, just do what works for you at the end of the day. And form-wise, it doesn't matter how much stuff you watch, you won't understand your own form. Either one, get a PT, get a gym induction because they're free in most gyms. Get someone to, and anything that you're unsure on, any free weight exercise, just get them to run through it. They'll be more than happy to do that for you. And number 2, record your set, record how you're training.
Oh yeah, that's really valuable.
You will notice if it looks weird. Even if you don't know how to fix it, you will notice when you've watched a video and you look at yours and you'll be like, okay, mine doesn't, I've actually realised now, mine doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
And then, just go for it. Or just go and get a coach and I'll just take you through it all. But if you feel like you can't afford it or whatever else, reach out. I've got loads of free resources I can send over for them. Because it is complicated and there's lots of, to get to a good level, there's a lot of stuff that people need to absorb.
Yeah.
But just don't overcomplicate things more than anything else.
What would you say separates a successful client from an unsuccessful one?
I'd say the number one thing that separates a successful client from an unsuccessful client is someone that communicates compared to someone that doesn't.
Right, yeah.
I'd love to sit here and say that it's the people that show up the most that get the best results. Yes, a lot of the time they will do. Would it have been better if they communicated with me more? Yes. And I think that is the biggest differentiator. If you've got a coach, talk to your coach about everything.
Yeah.
Because it will help you and them so much to get through stuff, to understand stuff, to know where you're going wrong, to know where they're also going wrong, where they can support you more as well. Communicate everything to them and you will get so much more value out of that than what you would just sitting back and just doing the plan.
Yeah. If someone feels stuck right now, what do you think they should do first?
Ask for help.
Yeah.
I think stuck with anything, just ask.
Yeah, just reach out.
Ask someone for help. People I think there's a bit of a misconception that people aren't happy to help these days, or people are just trying to sell people shit, and I genuinely, I might be wrong, but I genuinely believe that most people are in it for the right reasons.
Yeah, most people are good people.
There's going to be some people that aren't, as with anything, but just ask for help. Find even just find a mate, find a friend. Yeah. Most people will have a friend that is in better shape than them, or goes to the gym more than them. Is all their advice going to be the same level as the PT? Probably not, but
it's still going to move them up.
It's a good place to start, and even if they don't know, they'll probably be able to point you in the right directions with stuff.
What do you think is one key mindset shift that you think has the biggest impact?
One.
The key, or obviously there's more than one, but maybe the most important ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say number one, if I had to narrow it down to one thing that is going to change your mindset the most, is being more open-minded. Yeah. Have an open mind to advice, to beliefs, what you're capable of. If you are closed-minded, you will continue to stay in the same position. in whatever area of your life that you're trying to work through.
Yeah.
Just have more an open mind about things. How you're going to do that, just think bigger. Just think about things.
Take a step back.
Take a step back. Yeah. Zoom out with your own life. Don't get in your own head. People get in their own head so much about stuff. Zoom out. Look at your life. Look at how other things are going on in the world.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and just be like, oh, that's just them. Like, I can't do that stuff, and that'll never be me. And it's all a load of bollocks. None of them are happy. Like, none of them are actually successful. None of them are actually in as good shape or as what they're saying. Just be like, what if?
Yeah.
What if actually everyone that is saying what they're saying is actually right?
Yeah.
And anyone can do it. Because why not? Yeah. Even if I was to sit there and go that, even if you were to sit there and go, oh, that's really bad advice.
Yeah.
Why not? What?
They must believe in that advice. If they've said it, then they must think it's right.
Yeah.
So.
What negatives are going to come from being more open-minded? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Is there anything that we haven't talked about today that you think we should have talked about?
I mean, we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Which is good. Which is good. I think there's always going to be topics that you can cover more on.
Yeah.
There's always going to be more stuff that you could go into and that people need to absorb. But I don't think there is anything that we haven't really touched on. We've touched on whys, we've touched on purpose, we've touched on a few fitness stuff as well, nutrition stuff. Have you got any other questions? Maybe personal questions from yourself that could help you? You know, if you were sat there and you were
watching this podcast,
yeah. When's he going to answer this?
Yeah,
when's he going to talk about this
question? I mean, one for me that I've always struggled with is trying to put on weight, and I tell myself, oh, I'm eating a lot, but if I'm not putting on weight, then I'm obviously not eating enough.
Yeah.
I can tell myself I'm eating a lot.
Yeah. But
if all I'm bothered about is putting on weight, then it doesn't matter how much I'm eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone, because obviously, to be fair, we've talked a lot about weight loss, but we haven't talked much about muscle gain. I think, number one, and anyone that tells me that they're trying to put on weight, I will always ask them this. People that think, and I used to fall victim to this as well, people that think that they're eating a lot generally don't tend to be eating as much as what they think that they are, unless you can sit there and be like, mate, I track my calories every single day, I'm on 4,000 calories and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Then eat more.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, as I said before, your body will process different things in different ways. Dirty bulking doesn't always work. I haven't had the best success from dirty bulking.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll put on weight. Great. You'll put on weight very, very quickly if you dirty bulk. Will it be the weight that you want? Probably not. Are you going to feel more shit? Yes. Is your body going to be able to process it? Are you probably going to feel more full in a lot of cases? Probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously increase your food. Make sure that you actually know what you're having. And if you are burning 5,000 calories each day, and you're like, I don't want to get that much food in, then perhaps focus on something else. Because weight gain does take time. Like, for most people, you're looking at anywhere from 0.2 to 0.5 kilos a week.
Yeah.
So over a year, if you were to be consistent for a whole year, probably looking at around 10 kilos. And that is really good progress for a lot of people. If you've already been training for a sustained period of time, 2 years plus, probably going to be a lot slower than that. You'd probably be looking at maybe 5 kilos to put on realistically in a year. And then you will hit a threshold as well at some point where that will massively slow down. But yeah, I'd say number one, as I said before, with basics, track your nutrition.
Yeah.
Know exactly what you're eating. Be confident in the fact that you're eating that amount. 2, are there areas that you could perhaps reduce your energy expenditure, which could help, you not having to put as much food in. Split your meals up. If you're trying to bulk and you've got a high metabolism, 3 meals a day ain't enough, mate. I can promise you that will be the biggest game changer. Stop thinking that 3 meals a day is enough. I even on a cut, still have 4 meals a day.
Yeah.
And I don't have a massive metabolism, but by splitting up your food, your digestion will be better and stuff like that as well. So there is that to take into consideration. Take your calories, split them down into 5 meals, give that a go for 4 weeks. Make sure that you know where you're at. Probably don't overdo protein because it's just going to, like, your satiety levels to start.
However, whatever the word is.
Yeah, basically how hungry you are.
Yeah.
Will be affected in a negative way for you because you're obviously trying to have a high appetite, and if protein's really high, then your body's constantly going to be working, constantly trying to processing things. For most people, they're not going to need to be on 5,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
It's not needed for a lot of people. Generally, it'll come down to what they're eating, how consistent that is. Even if it's 4,000 calories, right? I've been on around that before. Take your 4,000 calories, split it by 5 meals. As meals, you're probably looking at anywhere from like 700 to 750 per meal. I promise you, they won't be massive meals. Split that up evenly throughout your 12-hour or 16-hour eating window. I'd probably say split it up between 14 hours.
Yeah.
Try and give yourself a good hour or two before bed if you can. And have a pre-workout meal in there as well.
Yeah.
So whether that be your, something very carb heavy pre-workout, that'll make a massive difference for fueling your session, but also you getting calories in, you then becoming hungry very quickly again afterwards. Yeah. That is what I would suggest.
Why do you think that people sabotage their own progress?
I think there's a few different reasons why people sabotage their own progress at the end of the day. I think for a lot of people, it's a subconscious thing rather than a conscious thing. It sounds stupid, but I think people are scared of change. I think people, as much as they say that they want something, they deep down know what is going to happen when that change and that positive change actually happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people actually want that.
Yeah.
As much as they say that they do. For example, if someone wants to get in shape, or someone wants to build a business and have more freedom out of their life and all the rest of it, both of them things, or if someone wants a relationship, both of them or all three of them things, people know that by achieving that thing, they're going to have to let go of some people. Yeah. Their lifestyle is going to change in a positive way for them. They're probably not going to go out and eat as much. They're probably not going to go out and drink as much. They're probably not going to do as much of the stuff that their lifestyle may be currently based around. And I think for a lot of people, that is a scary subconscious thought that it's just kind of going on in the background. So
maybe it's the fear of the unknown.
It's the fear of going to that place where they've never been before and knowing that is going to, although it might positively impact them, it's going to be a big change. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be different. And I think a lot of people's minds almost pull them back because, as with anything, if you're sat in a cave and you're all starving, right? Caveman times. Love caveman times. Yeah. So you're all sat in a cave and you're all starving and you're all like sat there and you're like, right, who's going to go get food? That's why I'm sitting here. We've got some berries. We've got some stuff to keep us going. If we ration it really, really well, we'll be all right, mate. We'll be all right. And then someone sees ostrich. It's going. Yeah. They're like, fuck, I want to go get that ostrich. Who's going to go get that ostrich? I want to go get that ostrich. And then they go to the cage, and then potentially there's a lion about 20 miles away in the distance, and they're like, I could probably go and get that ostrich, and I probably would be all right. Yeah. I probably would be safe. And I probably would be able to come back and help all these people. I'm not leaving them forever, but there's a good chance that like I might not come back.
Yeah.
I might not, why? I might have to run away with the food. I might have to just protect myself. I might be on the other side over there in that cave over there, and I might not see these people ever again.
Yeah.
And I think that in people's minds, when they're stood at that door, if you like, of change, they look back and they're like, is it worth it?
Yeah. They're fine now, really.
Yeah. And
in the grand scheme of things, they're comfortable.
And why them?
Yeah.
Why should they be the first person to do it? Why should they change? And if no one's ever run out the cage, no one's ever run out the cave before and gone for extra food.
Yeah.
Why would anyone run out the cave and go for extra food?
Maybe that, like, what's the word? It shows the importance of surrounding yourself with people that are better than you. So
if that whole group are sat there and they're all sat there at the door of the cave,
yeah,
and they're like, right,
yeah,
when's the next food coming? Right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Everyone goes.
Yeah.
Everyone would go.
Yeah.
You'd be weird to sit in that cave. But if one person, two person,
if the normal is to stay.
Yeah, if you've got a group of 10 people.
Yeah.
And 8 of them, even if you've still got one, maybe you've seen one person before ever go out of that cave. But all of the 9 of them are sat there, they're happy. They're, whether they're actually happy or not, or whether they're just comfortable.
Yeah.
Why should you be the next person? I think that's what pulls people back, and that's what self-sabotages them, because it's that scared of that unknown at the end of the day. And is that really what they want? And until they sit down and they go through it and they weigh up the pros and cons to everything.
The cats that it was making me laugh.
Should be fine. I don't think these mics will pick it up.
Right, yeah.
And they're sat there and they actually write down pros and cons of both, and they're confident in that decision to go, and that is going to be better. Even if things do change, things will be better for everyone, not just them.
Yeah.
They will go and they will do it.
Yeah.
But most people don't sit and have that conscious conversation about their subconscious thoughts and what's holding them back.
Oh, no, that's a really good analogy. Like, I mean, going back to that, what do you think the difference is between comfort and happiness? Because are you happy when you're comfortable, or are you just neutral?
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable in bed in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable lying there and I'm like, oh, this is great. I could lie here all day. Am I happy?
Maybe in the short term, but if you lay there all day.
Am I happy? If I pick up my phone and start getting a load of dopamine from my feed, then probably I'm happy, but am I actually happy? I don't know. Yeah. I think the question was what is the difference, right, between happiness and comfort? I think happiness is something that you're not only happy in the now, but you're content with if that would to last for the next however many years. And I think comfort is how you feel right now, and almost that thing of, how do I word this right? Comfort is where you are right now, that you wouldn't be happy in an hour's time, a year's time, 2 years' time. And I think that is the difference. Yeah,
maybe comfort keeps people trapped.
Yeah, but I also, I'm envious of people that can just be comfortable. Like, I have got to a point now where I'm like, I look at some people and I'm like, they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they just...
And is that a better state to be in?
And is that better? I heard this amazing analogy. I think it was on a Modern Wisdom podcast. And it was like, there was this American and there was this Mexican, right? And the American, there's this Mexican in a little village. He's a fisherman, and he goes out his day, lives in his house with his family and his kids. And this goes out in the morning. He gets 1 or 2 fish for his family, He rows back.
Oh yeah, I've
he comes
heard
back,
this one.
He comes back to the village, and he's there with his family, and the whole afternoon he sits around with his friends. He's chilling out. He's got his kids running around. They're all happy. They're all screaming. His wife's there. He's got all the love in the world, and he's happy, and he's sat there. This American comes to this town, and he goes to this fisherman. He goes, "You know, if you just caught 4 fish, you could sell 2 of them fish, and then you could, you'd have a bit more money." It's like, right, okay. And then if you build that up, then you could get more and more fish, fill your boat, then you could get some other fishermen on board, and then you could have multiple boats, and then you could go international with this, and then you could sell all these fish, and you'd be a billionaire, and your life would change so much. And he sat there, and he's like, okay, this Mexican sat there, or whatever, sat there, and he's like, right, okay, and so I'm going to go through all of this, and he goes, and then he goes, and then once you've done all that, you could sell this big company, and you'd have loads of money, and then you could sit there, and you could just, and he was like, you could sit there, and then you could chill out. You could have the whole afternoon off with your family, and you could go out on your fishing boat whenever you want, and you could just chill, be happy, be comfortable. And the Mexican goes, well, why would I do all of that stuff? To just do what I was happy doing.
Get back to the same destination, yeah.
And I think people need to almost question that of what do they want out of life? Some people love chasing money, right? I think there are some people that get great enjoyment out of that and great enjoyment out of being successful. And I think some people almost need to sacrifice and need to know that they've gone and done that thing and they could do that thing again. Yeah. To be comfortable in that situation. And I think I'm probably one of them people that I know once I bake it or whatever it is, right? Once you get to that point, what am I probably going to do? I'm probably going to, I don't know, sit around, chill, kids, family, whatever it is. Yeah. Nice estate in somewhere in the countryside in the UK. That's how I can probably see my life panning out. Do I need to go and do all this stuff? Probably for me to be comfortable. Is there someone else that can live in their house with their family, with their kids, and just chill and just be chilled? Yeah. I think there are different people. Is the reason for me wanting to go and do all that stuff down to social media, the internet, me seeing the other sides, me talking to more people, being surrounded by loads of people that want to achieve this stuff? Potentially. Yeah. Am I happy with that? Yeah. Because I'd rather go and do that thing and choose to do that than just sit back and not for me, I can't sit here as a man in my 20s and not pursue anything. Yeah,
no, definitely, because maybe that would be comfort but not happiness.
What I could, if I was sat here and I was 60 or 70 and I was doing nothing and I was chilling, I'd probably be pretty happy. Yeah. But why would I be happy? Because I've had all of them experiences.
You've earned the happiness.
I've almost, for me, I've probably earned that ability to sit back and chill and have stories to tell and all of that stuff. Am I still in the same situation? Yeah. But you've almost had them experiences. I think people need to have them experiences to know if they like them or not. Yeah. I've been on a roller coaster. I fucking hate roller coasters. Yeah. Would I go and do the roller coaster again? Probably not. I'm good. I don't need to. Yeah. But I know that I've done that, so I don't need to do it again.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know that you've not missed out on anything that you might have enjoyed, and
yeah. For me, happiness comes from knowing that you've chosen to be chilled.
Yeah. It's a choice.
It's a choice. It's not a force. I think that's the difference. Is
you could go and do something, but you've chose.
But I've done the thing. I'm happy that I've done the thing. Don't need to do it again. Yeah. I'm good, mate.
Right.
I don't think that really answers the question of what the difference is, though. Unfortunately.
What actually was the original question? The difference between comfort and happiness.
Comfort and happiness. I don't know. I don't think
I mean, is there an answer?
I don't think. Yeah, I think the best answer that I can give is the one that I gave at the very start. That comfort is what you're comfortable doing now, but you wouldn't be comfortable doing for the next 10 years. And I think happiness is where you've...
What's not comfortable now, but you'd be happy that you've done?
I think it's the difference between choosing and not choosing.
Yeah.
If I choose to sit here and chill and enjoy and I'm comfortable and I've chosen to do that, I think that then becomes happiness. I don't think when you're choosing, when your subconscious is choosing comfort, it's not really comfortable.
No. You are uncomfortable that you don't have, maybe it ties back to discipline, that you don't have the discipline to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and go and do it. I think...
It's all getting a bit...
I think it's a tricky question to answer. Maybe the difference between happiness and content, or comfortable and content, are probably maybe a better comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that sounds good. It's an interesting
topic
discussion that we fell into. How do you think is the best way for busy people to go about keeping on top of their fitness and physique?
I think busy people need to understand that they're always going to be busy.
Yeah.
I think that the number one thing that will keep people from not being in shape when they're busy is telling themselves that the reason why they don't do stuff is because they're busy.
Yeah.
The reality of the modern world is that we are all busy. Everyone is busy. Some people's levels of busyness are different to others. One person that tells me that they're busy may see that thing as really busy. Compare them to Elon Musk or, I don't know, whoever else.
Yeah.
They're probably not that busy. So, but also someone like Elon Musk, I can imagine, probably doesn't go round all the time going, I'm too busy for this, I'm too busy for that, I'm too busy for this, I'm too busy for that. He's probably more just like, you know what, mate? I can't at the moment. I might be able to in the future. I've got this stuff going on at the moment. This is my main focus. This is what I'm doing. I'm happy that that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The second part of that, once you've overcome the fact that, you know, you're not as busy as, you might be really busy, but you're not as busy. You're not too busy to focus on yourself. No one is too busy to focus on yourself. It is a difference of priorities at the end of the day. If you are happy with not prioritizing your health and your fitness, be content with that. Don't expect yourself to ever be fit, to be healthy, to do it, because you'll just continue to feel like that for the rest of your life. If it is actually a priority for you, you will find time. There will be other things that might need to be sacrificed. You might lose out on a little bit of money in the short term. But are you going to gain 10 years of your life back? Potentially. So is it really worth that trade-off? Absolutely. I believe so. With that being said, you don't need to do 6 sessions a week. You don't need to do 10,000 steps every day. You don't need to massively overdo all your meals, cook everything fresh. There is ways to save time with everything when it comes to health and fitness. A good 30-minute session is as good as a 2-hour, not very good session. Remember that. You need to hit things twice a week, right? The best way to do that, 2-day split, full body on both, do them every 3 to 4 days, have a bit of flexibility in there as well, and be realistic with what time you've got. If you are really busy, if you have only got a few hours each week, number one, see where you can save time. Where can I save time? If you're really busy and caveat to that as well. If you're really busy, and you're going, I can't save time anywhere because you're not in the best financial situation, for example. If you're really busy, you run a business and you've got loads of stuff going on and you've got disposable income that could save you time on monotonous tasks, go and do them. That is going to be your most valuable asset at the end of the day, is your time. If you can delegate tasks to other people that can do them tasks for you so that you can gain time for yourself back, that is 100% worth the investment, because it is an investment in you, in yourself, in your business, in having more peace of mind as well, right? If you're not in that situation, you're just not busy. You're just making excuses.
Yeah, like, you're just filling your time.
You are just filling your time with probably procrastination with stuff that you don't want to do. If you're telling me that you're really busy, but your screen time is 4-6 hours a day, you're not that busy. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
But be realistic with it. Get a good plan that you can hit 30 minutes in the gym. Don't go to a gym that's an hour away.
Yeah.
Simple maths.
Just make it easy.
Make it easy. Like, just don't over expect what you're able to do. Build your foundation, build your base point. If realistically, on a bad week, all that you can do is 2 sessions, don't aim to do 6 sessions each week, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't aim to do 4 sessions even, because it's not going to happen. Do 2 sessions every single week, be consistent with that, and you will get way more results out of that than missing sessions. And you will feel better about yourself doing that as well, because you know that you're not hitting the mark every single week.
Yeah. Yeah, by setting targets that you can actually do, it's more of a psychological thing, because you know that you can hit your goals.
Yeah.
But if you just fail in goals, then that attitude applies to all of your goals, not just the ones.
It's the number
personal.
one thing that when I'm talking to someone about setting their fitness program up, for example, in the same way that I would if, with their relationship or their business, or, when they're looking at putting inputs into their life, right? I don't ask, on an ideal week, how many sessions would you be doing? Yeah. Not many people have an ideal week very often. Maybe once a month if you're lucky. For most people, it's probably once every 3 months, once every 90 days is when you'll have like a good ideal week. Yeah. I ask them instead, on the worst week possible, when you are at your busiest, how many sessions could you get done? How many times at a bare minimum, can you show up and get to the gym? And that is what we set their program at. Yeah. Because it's pointless doing anything else. Yeah. I'd rather you spend that time on focusing on other things that perhaps you want to focus on as well. Like if your business needs more work right now, and you've only got a couple of hours each week, fine, let's just do that. But let's make sure, number one thing, you can't expect to go and do 2 sessions a week, not train hard, and still get results. Yeah. You've got to go in, you've got to be like, right, this is my 30 minutes of training. I'm going to smash this out. You'll walk out, sweat dripping down your body. Yeah. It'll feel more like a HIIT session than it will a weight session. Supersetting things, doing things back to back. Like, it will be intense. But the reason why it's intense is because, mate, you've given me an hour to work with. Yeah. So use that hour as effectively as possible.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely an order of priorities. Like, you've got time to go and chill with your friends in the pub or whatever, but you don't have time to go to the gym. It's like, no, you're doing that because that's what you want to do. Yeah. In the short term. Yeah.
And nutrition-wise, if you're trying to save time, just start meal prepping, and you'll save yourself. Yeah, you will save yourself the time that you spend in the gym if you prep all of your meals, because you won't be stood at the counter cooking for half an hour each. Yeah,
if you're making a nice meal, just make 3 times as much, and you can have it 4 times the next day. That's usually what I do.
Exactly. I think that the majority of my meals, I'd probably say 90% of my meals are meal prepped. Yeah. And I will meal prep them when I am cooking that first one. Yeah. And that is how exactly as you said, that is how I do it. If I want to sit down and I want to spend an hour, 2 hours, maybe you've got, family dinner night or something like that, and you are sitting down and you are like, right, this is my time. This isn't like my needs. This is my time. This is a choice. I want to sit down. I want to make a nice meal for everyone. Yeah. Do it. Absolutely do it. Enjoy it. Do the whole cooking process. If it's a hobby of yours, if you enjoy it, do it. But if you're telling me you're busy, but then you're not trying to save time, then you're not that busy.
Yeah, you're just filling your time.
Yeah, exactly.
What habits do you think matter more than the working out itself? If any?
Knowing what the fuck is going in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think...
You can work out infinitely hard, but if you're not eating enough or eating too much, then it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's 3 main things other than training that are really important. Number one, I'd actually probably say number one is sleep, and making sure that your sleep is good, because if your sleep's not good, that is going to... It doesn't matter how much training you do, how perfect that is, how perfect your nutrition is, it's not going to matter, it's not going to make a difference. Second to that, know what you put in your mouth, know what you're drinking, know what you're eating. That will make a big difference. Stay consistent with that. And then lastly, just general activity levels overall.
Yeah. When do you think fitness becomes unhealthy?
I think when people take it to extremes, I think that's when it becomes unhealthy. Yeah. For me, if I was like, right, okay, that's unhealthy for me, I would be like, as soon as I'm pumping anything, drugs-wise, that aren't natural, peptides is a bit of a weird subject at the moment that I know is going on. For me personally, I won't be getting into them anytime soon. I know that they are great for some people, but you've got to know what your sources are and what you're doing with them. Yeah. For me, anything that is unnatural that you're pumping into your body to get a quote unquote better result is unhealthy, is too far. Bodybuilding levels of leanness is probably unhealthy as well for a lot of people. Once in a lifetime, a couple of times in a lifetime, maybe, go for it, mate. Again, do it naturally. You won't run into as many problems if you do it naturally as what you would in hands, because your body will hit a limit where you're like, that is, mate, like we need to stop now, we need to cut this off. Yeah. And you actually won't be able to deal with it. That is probably unhealthy as well. It's a funny subject because athletes spend hours of their time. Is that healthy for everyone? No. Is it healthy for them and their mindset and what they want to do? Cool, crack on.
Yeah, I suppose it's separating the mental healthiness of it and the physical healthiness of it. Like sometimes maybe you're in like really good shape, but it comes from a place of like bad mental health. Yeah,
like if you're the only reason why you're training and you're doing all of this stuff is because you literally traumatized and you haven't dealt with that trauma, that is as unhealthy as someone that is really happy and just shoving them face all the time. Like there is extremes with everything. But yeah, for me personally, I know that it would be an unhealthy habit for me if I started pumping drugs and if I was training for more than 12 hours a week. Kind of where I'd call the cut-off point, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, bodybuilding is one of them where it's like, it's definitely not physically healthy at that point. But
same with strongman, same with rowing, same with running, same with all of these things at the extreme are damaging to the body. We're not supposed to do them.
Yeah.
But is it better for someone than someone just sitting around and doing nothing and being 500, 600 pounds? Who's going to die first?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. What would you change about the fitness industry?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I think and I don't know whether it's just, the space that I'm in, but I think since COVID and since a lot of things have gone online, I think there has been more stuff that's come about that is more negative. I think there's probably a lot of coaches that are in it for the wrong reasons, and there needs to be more regulation on online coaching of people that are actually qualified and people that aren't. Yeah. Because anyone can look good. Do they know how to coach people?
Yeah, they might be pumping steroids, and that's why they look good.
Like. Yeah, exactly. But not even that, just like lack of understanding, lack of knowledge around actually how to coach someone. Because being in shape and coaching people is two completely different things. I know loads of guys that are in great shape, but they'd be terrible coaches. Yeah. It's completely different. But, and I think the other thing that I think is definitely getting better, and I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but at the same time, I think the whole body positivity thing is quite damaging for a lot of people. I know it's a controversial topic, but body positivity for me should be around the things that you can't change. Yeah. Someone's got a skin condition, be confident, be proud of it, be open about it. If someone's got, muscle insertions that are a little bit weird, or like a caved in chest, or like any of that stuff that they can't change, that is what body positivity was built for.
Yeah, definitely.
That is what it was about. The things that people can't change. If someone's got a disease, if someone's got an illness, if someone's just got they just look a bit different. That is what it should be about. It should not be about being happy with with the way that the fact that you're overweight.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where you need to draw the line with that. But it's surprising because all of these people that are like, oh, I love the way that I look, that I'm really healthy, I'm really happy, like, I'd rather be like this. As soon as all them weight loss drugs come out, who are the first people to hop on them?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's just coping, really.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
How young?
Well, maybe just finishing school, deciding what to do with your life.
Okay. So like 16.
Yeah, like GCSEs kind of.
Okay, like 15. Yeah. Number one, mate, you're going to be all right. COVID's, it's a thing, but it's not going to kill everyone. You'll be all right. Yeah. Second thing, follow your passion, follow your purpose. Go and do that thing every single day. Yeah. No matter what, you'll make more of a positive change than just doing something that feels comfortable. The third thing I would say is just trust in yourself, in your gut feelings, and continue to show up as the person that you know that you can be, and your life will catch up to it. Is what I would say to anyone out there, or my younger self. Yeah. Is there some things over, since 16 that I would probably change? Honestly, like, I could go back and change them. Am I really that bothered? Probably not. Yeah. I think everything that we do, we learn from. So yeah, just follow that.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you?
Advice. I mean, just as long as you know that you're showing up for yourself and trying your hardest, and you're doing the right thing. Like, it's always obvious what the right thing is. It's just a matter of doing it. So as long as you know that you're doing the right thing, then just kind of go, like, everything falls into place. Like, I didn't know what I'd be doing now. Like, every idea of what I'd be doing when I was older always changed every few months. But as long as you know that you're trying your hardest, then it's all as good as it can be, really. Yeah. I mean, it's like the butterfly effect. The smallest thing in life can change so much. So
yeah, 100%. 100%.
So what does success look like for you outside of the gym?
I mean, what is success in the gym?
Yeah.
Is there
such thing?
It's a similar question. I think success is different for everyone, and the way that people view success is different for everyone. For me personally, success outside the gym is having healthy relationships with friends, family, and your own family as well, your partner, potential kids in the future. Yeah. And for me as well, being able to support them people that matter the most to you. I think that is success. Once you've got to that point, I think that's pretty successful. Yeah. Where you take that level is different for everyone. I think the number one thing that people need to take into consideration is, when people are setting goals of what their success is, just be conscious of the way that things are changing and how quickly things are changing. What is currently 10k a month right now? A lot of people like to see that as like the crazy number, or the cool number to get to. But if you look at how people are surviving, and especially for us in our generation, the people that are like in their 20s at the moment, when we look at our parents, what they did to get to where they are right now, whether they've done really well or whether they haven't, the only reason that they're able to survive in current situation is because of the way that things have gone. Yeah. When you look at our grandparents, it was different again. Yeah. A lot of people can afford their homes because their homes have inflated. They got in early. I reckon, well, my dad probably bought his first house for 50 grand, maybe even less than that. Yeah. Now you can't get a house for less than 250, 300 in a lot of places. If you're city based, you're probably looking at 500 grand upwards. So you've got to take that in mind as well. And from someone that, you know, you're not going to rely on, obviously, that when they die, oh, I'll have their house.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to build your own success in that, I think you've got to understand that I don't know how much jobs will actually be able to facilitate people's outgoings in the current climate. Will job wages increase? I don't know. Will businesses be the best thing? Will jobs be the best thing? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think people just need to bear in mind that, I mean, I've had multiple incomes until very recently since I first started working, and even that hasn't really been enough for me as someone that hasn't got a huge amount of bills.
Yeah.
I think if you're kind of thinking, okay, cool, that $2,000 a month right now, or that $3,000 a month right now might be okay right now, but do you live on your own? Do you have a family to support? Do you have, you know, just things that go wrong?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, if you have a family of 4 and it's just you, 10k a month is split between pretty much 4 people,
chance.
And it's not much.
You've got no chance, because everything is increasing, and by the time that we're having kids, when we're in our 30s or 40s or 50s or whatever it is, whenever people have kids, it can be different for everyone.
Yeah.
And especially if you're someone that's in a similar mindset to myself, where I want to be that provider for that family.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if my partner wants to work and she wants to go and do her own thing and she wants to have her own little business, cool. But I want to make sure that, you know, the stuff that is for us to survive, I want to make sure that's covered. So whatever she's doing, it can be stress-free. It doesn't, you know, if she wants to have
she can go and have a cafe that loses.
Yeah, if she wants to have a coffee shop that loses $2,000 a month, like, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like we can, you know, if she, you know, fulfillment and all the rest of it. I think if you're in that mindset, and if you're in that similar mindset, you do need to think a lot bigger about where you're at and what you're worth.
So I'm going to be introducing a tradition on this podcast, and it's where I want the listener to have one actionable takeaway from every podcast. Like, I want it to actually be worth their listening. They can implement value from it, and it's going to be... So if the listener remembers only one thing from this podcast, one takeaway, what should it be?
I think I'd like to use a quote for that one.
Yeah.
I reckon. I don't know who it's from. I don't know where it's come from. I found it somewhere. But I think everyone needs to remember, if there's one thing that they take away from this whole podcast, I think it relates to everything that we've talked about.
Yeah.
When it comes to self-improvement, progression, and all the rest of it. I think everyone needs to remember that the past is in your head, and the future is in your hands. And if you live every single day like that and take that with you, change will come, success will come, whatever you define that as, happiness will come. People in this day and age, I think, especially men, a lot of them are very much in their heads about stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't focus enough on what their hands are doing, what their actions are doing, how they're pursuing their life. And I think if people are more present and they focus on what they're building and their actions on a daily basis, they'll be in a lot better position.
No, that's a great ending. Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah. If you take life, you take it and you live it 75 times in the exact same way, and that's all that you call life, it's probably not going to be a very happy one.
Yeah. So finally, where can people find you and your content?
So my content you can find pretty much on all platforms. At Finnley Edwards Coach is the app for most of them. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you just search up Finnley Edwards, it'll probably come up. So yeah, you can find me on all of them. If you've got any questions about anything that we've spoken about, or you just want some advice at the end of the day, like, I'm always happy to jump in my DMs and get back to people. Not always within a couple of minutes.
Let's just check them requests.
Because they're quite busy, but I do try to give back as much as possible. I'm sure you can link some stuff.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description or wherever we are.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Awesome, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure, and Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.